Hello, we're excited to show you our native speech capabilities. Welcome back to the English journey. Today, we're talking about your wallet and your future. I'm Anna.
And I'm Abel. Many people are afraid of the word finance, but today we will show you that becoming rich in 2026 starts with tiny habits and simple English.
That is so true, Abel. And before we begin, I want to say something very important to everyone listening right now. Money is not just paper. Money is not just numbers in your bank account. Money is a tool.
A tool. I like that word. A tool is something you use to build things, like a hammer, like a screwdriver. You use tools to fix things and to create things.
Exactly. And money is the same. You can use money to build a better life. You can use money to help your family. You can use money to travel, to learn, to grow. But here is the problem. Many people never learn how to use this tool properly.
That is true. When I was younger, nobody taught me about money. Nobody sat down with me and said, Abel, this is how you save, this is how you spend wisely, this is how you plan for your future. I had to learn everything by myself, and I made many, many mistakes.
And that is why we are here today. We want to help you avoid those mistakes. We want to teach you 8 tiny habits, not big, complicated things, not difficult rules that only rich people understand. No, these are tiny habits, small things you can start doing today, right now, to become financially literate in 2026.
Financially literate. That is a big phrase. Anna, can you explain that for our listeners?
Of course, let me break it down. Financial means anything related to money, and literate means you can read and understand something. So financially literate means you understand money. You understand how to earn it, how to save it, how to spend it wisely, and how to make it grow. It does not mean you are a millionaire. It means you are smart with your money.
I love that. You do not need to be rich to be financially literate. You just need to be smart. And that is what these 8 tiny habits will teach us today.
So, are you ready?
I am ready, and I know our listeners are ready too. So let us begin with the very first habit.
Habit number 1, the 24-hour rule. This is one of my favorite habits, Abel, because it is so simple but so powerful.
Okay, tell me about it. What is the 24-hour rule?
The 24-hour rule says this. When you want to buy something, but you don't really need it, you wait. You wait 24 hours. That means you wait 1 full day before you buy it.
1 full day. So if I see a nice pair of shoes in a shop and I really want them, but I do not actually need new shoes, I should wait 1 day before I buy them?
Exactly. You go home, you sleep, you wake up the next morning, and then you ask yourself a very important question. Do I still want this? Do I really need this? Or was it just a feeling in the moment?
You know what, Anna? I think this is a very smart idea. Because I have done this before. I've seen something in a shop or online and I felt so excited. I thought, I must have this right now. But then, the next day, I didn't care about it anymore. The feeling was gone.
And that is exactly the point. That excited feeling is called an impulse. An impulse is a sudden, strong feeling that makes you want to do something immediately. And impulse buying is when you buy something because of that sudden feeling, not because you actually need it.
Impulse buying. That's a great vocabulary word, and I think many of us are guilty of impulse buying, especially when we shop online. It's so easy to click buy now.
It is very easy, and that is why the 24-hour rule is so important. It puts a wall between you and your impulse. It gives your brain time to think clearly. And most of the time, after 24 hours, you will realize you don't need that thing, and you just saved money.
So the first tiny habit is simple. Wait 1 day before you buy something you want but don't need. I can do that. I think everyone can do that.
Good. Now, let's move to habit number 2, tracking every cent.
Tracking every cent? What does that mean exactly?
It means writing down everything you spend, every single thing. If you buy coffee in the morning, you write it down. If you pay for the bus, you write it down. If you buy lunch, you write it down. Every cent, every coin, every dollar, everything.
Everything? That sounds like a lot of work, Anna.
It sounds like a lot of work, but it's actually very easy. You can use a small notebook, you can use the Notes app on your phone, or you can use a simple app that helps you track your expenses. Expenses is a word that means the things you spend money on.
Expenses. Okay, so my coffee is an expense, my lunch is an expense, my phone bill is an expense.
Yes, all of those are expenses. And here's the important thing, Abel. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They get paid on Monday, and by Friday, the money is gone. And they think, where did it all go? I didn't buy anything big. But the truth is, it was the small things. The small expenses added up.
That is so true. I remember one month I looked at my bank account and I was shocked. I had spent so much money on small things. A coffee here, a snack there, a taxi here, a little thing online there. Each one was small, but together they were huge.
And that is exactly why tracking every cent is so powerful. When you write it down, you can see the truth. You can see exactly where your money is going, and then you can make better decisions. You can say, okay, I'm spending too much on coffee. Maybe I will make coffee at home 3 days a week. That one small change can save you a lot of money over a year.
I like that habit. It's like shining a light on your spending. When you can see it, you can control it.
That is a beautiful way to say it, Abel. When you can see it, you can control it. And this leads us perfectly to habit number 3.
Habit number 3. What is it?
Habit number 3, the pay yourself first rule.
Pay yourself first. That's interesting. What does that mean? I thought we pay bills first.
That's what most people do. They get their salary, and the first thing they do is pay the rent, pay the electricity, pay the phone bill, buy groceries, and then at the end of the month, if there is any money left, they put it into savings. But the problem is there is almost never any money left.
That is exactly what happens to me. By the end of the month, there's nothing left to save.
And that is why this habit changes everything. Pay yourself first means that when you receive your salary, the very first thing you do before you pay any bills, before you buy anything, you take a small amount of money and you put it into your savings.
But what if I can't save a lot? What if I can only save $1 or €1 or £1?
That is completely fine. The amount doesn't matter at the beginning. What matters is the habit. Even if you can only save $1 or €1 or £1, you save it first, before anything else. You're telling yourself, my future is important. I am important. I will pay myself first.
I really like that idea. It's like making a promise to yourself.
It is exactly that. And here is something amazing. When you pay yourself first, your brain starts to adjust. You start finding ways to live on the money that's left. You become more creative. You become more careful with your spending. And over time, you can increase the amount you save. Maybe this month you save $5. Next month you save $10. And by the end of 2026, you will be surprised how much you have saved.
Wow, okay, I am going to start this habit this week. Pay yourself first. I love it.
Wonderful. Now let us talk about habit number 4, and this one is very close to my heart. Cooking at home.
Cooking at home? How is cooking related to finance?
Oh, Abel, it is very related. Let me ask you a question. How much do you spend when you eat out at a restaurant or order food delivery?
Usually about $15 to $20 for one meal.
Okay, and how many times a week do you eat out or order food?
Maybe 3 or 4 times a week?
So let us do some simple math. If you spend $15 per meal and you eat out 4 times a week, that is $60 a week. In 1 month, that is about $240. And in 1 year, that is almost $3,000.
$3,000 just on eating out?
Just on eating out. Now compare that with cooking at home. The same meal that cost you $15 at a restaurant might cost you only $4 or $5 if you cook it yourself. That means you could save $10 every time you cook at home instead of eating out.
That is a lot of savings. I never thought about it like that.
And here's what I always say. Eating out eats your future wealth. It's a fun play on words, but it's true. Every time you eat out when you could cook at home, you are eating your future savings. You are eating your future investment. You are eating your future freedom.
Eating out eats your future wealth. That is a phrase I will never forget. And wealth means the total amount of money and valuable things that a person has, right?
Exactly. Wealth is everything you own that has value. Your savings, your home, your investments. All of that is your wealth. And cooking at home is one of the easiest ways to protect and grow your wealth.
I need to learn some more recipes. Okay, what is habit number 5?
Habit number 5 is one that connects directly to what we do here on this channel, reading for 10 minutes every day about money.
Reading? Only 10 minutes?
Yes, only 10 minutes. That is all you need. Every day, spend 10 minutes reading something about money. It can be a book about personal finance. It can be a blog post about saving money. It can be an article in English about investing. Just 10 minutes.
And you said in English. That is interesting. Why in English?
Great question. Because when you read about money in English, you are doing two powerful things at the same time. First, you are learning about finance. You are learning new ideas about how to manage your money. Second, you are improving your English. You are learning new vocabulary, words like budget. A budget is a plan for how you will spend your money. Words like interest. Interest is the extra money that a bank pays you for keeping your money there, or the extra money you pay when you borrow money.
So interest can work for you or against you.
Exactly. When you have savings in the bank pays you interest. That is good. The money works for you. But when you have debt, when you owe money to someone, you pay interest to them, and that can be very expensive.
Debt means money that you owe, right? Money that you borrowed and must pay back.
Yes, exactly. Debt is money you owe, and we will talk more about debt later when we get to habit number 7. But for now, let us stay with habit 5, reading for 10 minutes a day.
Okay, so I should find a good book or a good website about money and read a little bit every day. In English.
Yes, and over time, this tiny habit will make a huge difference. After 1 month of reading 10 minutes a day, you will know so much more about money. After 6 months, you will feel confident talking about finance. And after a year, you will be financially literate and your English will be much better too.
2 goals, 1 habit. I love the efficiency. That's a great word too. Efficiency means doing something in the best way without wasting time or energy.
Beautifully explained, Abel. Now let us move to habit number 6, and this one is a very important one, the emergency fund.
The emergency fund. I have heard this term before, but I'm not sure I fully understand it. Can you explain?
Of course, an emergency is something unexpected and urgent, something that happens suddenly and you didn't plan for it. For example, your car breaks down, or you get sick and need to see a doctor, or you lose your job. These are all emergencies.
Right, and a fund is just another word for a collection of money saved for a specific purpose.
Exactly. So an emergency fund is money that you save for unexpected problems. Some people call it saving for a rainy day. That's a beautiful English expression. A rainy day doesn't mean a day when it actually rains. It means a difficult time, a bad time, a time when things go wrong.
Saving for a rainy day. I love that expression. So an emergency fund is money I keep safe for when life gets difficult.
Yes, and the beautiful thing about having an emergency fund is how it makes you feel. When you know that you have money saved for emergencies, you feel less stressed, you feel more calm, you feel more secure, because you know that if something bad happens, you will be okay. You have a cushion, a safety net.
How much should a person save for an emergency fund?
Financial experts say you should try to save enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses. That means if you spend $1,000 a month on rent, food, and bills, you should try to have $3,000 to $6,000 in your emergency fund.
That sounds like a lot of money.
It does, but remember, you don't need to save it all at once. This is a tiny habit. You start small. Maybe you save $10 a week for your emergency fund. In 1 year, that's over $500. That's a great start. The important thing is to start. Don't wait until you have a lot of money to begin saving. Start with whatever you can right now.
Start with whatever you can. That's great advice. Okay, I'm really excited about habit number 7. You mentioned debt earlier.
Yes, habit number 7 is about avoiding small debts and specifically being very careful with buy now, pay later services.
Buy now, pay later. I see this everywhere online now. What exactly is it?
Buy now, pay later is a service that many online shops offer. It allows you to buy something today but pay for it later, usually in small payments over several weeks or months. It sounds very convenient, right?
It sounds great, honestly. You get the thing you want right now and you pay for it slowly later. What's the problem with that?
The problem is that it makes spending feel easy, too easy. When you use buy now, pay later, you do not feel the pain of spending money because you are not paying the full price right now. So you buy more and more and more. And suddenly you have many small debts from many different purchases. And all of those small payments add up to one very big problem.
I see. So each individual payment seems small, but when you have 5, 6, 7 different buy now, pay later payments, it becomes a lot of money.
Exactly. And here is something else that many people do not realize. Some buy now, pay later services charge interest if you miss a payment, and some charge fees, so you end up paying more for the product than the original price.
That is a trap. It really is a trap.
It is a trap. And for your 2026 goals, avoiding this trap is very important. Here's a simple rule I follow. If I cannot afford to buy something with the money I have right now, I do not buy it. I wait, I save, and when I have enough money, I buy it with cash or with my debit card. No debt, no interest, no stress.
That connects back to habit number 1, the 24-hour rule.
It does. These habits all work together. They support each other. They're like a team. And when you practice all of them, they become very powerful.
Okay, we have one more habit left. Habit number 8. What is it, Anna?
Habit number 8 is my favorite. Weekly money dates.
Money dates? That sounds like something romantic.
In a way, it is. A money date is a special time that you set aside every week to look at your money. I recommend every Sunday. You sit down for 15 minutes and you look at your bank account. You look at what you earned, you look at what you spent, you look at your savings, you check your budget.
Only 15 minutes?
Only 15 minutes. That's all it takes. And I call it a date because you should make it special. Make a cup of tea, sit in a comfortable chair, open your banking app or your notebook, and have a calm, honest conversation with your money.
A conversation with my money. That is a funny idea, but I understand what you mean. You mean I should pay attention to my money. I should give it time and care.
Exactly. Most people only look at their bank account when they're scared, when they think they might not have enough, and that creates a very negative relationship with money. But when you have a weekly money date, you're building a positive relationship. You're checking in regularly. You're not surprised by anything. You know exactly where you stand.
That makes so much sense. It's like going to the doctor for a checkup. You don't wait until you're very sick. You go regularly to make sure everything is healthy.
That's a perfect comparison, Abel. A weekly money date is a financial checkup, and it keeps your money healthy.
15 minutes every Sunday. I can definitely do that.
Good. Now, Abel, I want to talk about something that connects everything we discussed today. We talked about 8 tiny habits to become financially literate, but I want our listeners to notice something very interesting.
What is that?
We did this entire conversation in English. Every habit, every example, every explanation was in English, and our listeners understood it. That means they are also becoming more literate in English at the same time.
That is a great point, Anna. Financial literacy and English literacy are both keys to freedom.
They are. When you understand money, you can make better decisions about your life. You can plan for the future. You can protect your family. You can build wealth. And when you understand English, you can access more information. You can read more books. You can watch more videos. You can communicate with more people. You can find better opportunities.
So by listening to this podcast, our listeners are opening two doors at the same time, the door to financial freedom and the door to English fluency.
Exactly. Two doors, two keys, and both start with tiny habits. Learning a few English words every day is a tiny habit. Saving a few dollars every week is a tiny habit. But over time, tiny habits create massive results.
Massive results. I like that. Let me say that again for our listeners. Tiny habits create massive results.
And that's the message we want you to take with you today. Do not feel overwhelmed. Do not think that you need to change everything at once. You do not need to become a financial expert overnight. You do not need to speak perfect English tomorrow. Just start with one tiny habit. Maybe this week you start with the 24-hour rule. Next week you start tracking your expenses. The week after that, you start paying yourself first.
One habit at a time, step by step, little by little.
And by the end of 2026, you will look back and you will be amazed at how far you've come. Your savings will be bigger, your debts will be smaller, your English will be stronger, and your confidence will be so much higher.
I am feeling very motivated right now, Anna, and I want our listeners to feel the same way. So let me do a quick review of all 8 habits.
Great idea. Habit number 1, the 24-hour rule. Wait one day before buying something you want but don't need.
Habit number 2, track every cent. Write down everything you spend so you can see where your money goes.
Habit number 3, pay yourself first. Save a small amount of money before you pay your bills.
Habit number 4, cook at home. Eating out eats your future wealth, so cook more meals at home and save money.
Habit number 5, read for 10 minutes a day about money in English, so you learn about finance and improve your language at the same time.
Habit number 6, build an emergency fund. Save money for a rainy day so you feel less stressed and more secure.
Habit number 7, avoid small debts. Be very careful with buy now, pay later because it's a trap that can hurt your 2026 goals.
And habit number 8, have a weekly money date. Spend 15 minutes every Sunday looking at your bank account and checking your budget.
8 tiny habits, 8 small changes, but together they can completely transform your financial life. And your English, too. Do not forget that. Every time you listen to this podcast, every time you learn a new word like budget or savings or expenses or investment or interest or debt, you are growing. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming smarter.
Anna, I want to say one more thing to our listeners before we finish.
Go ahead, Abel.
I know that money can be a stressful topic. I know that many of you might be struggling right now. Maybe you have debt. Maybe you are not earning enough. Maybe you feel like you are very far from your financial goals. And I want to tell you something. That is okay. Everyone starts somewhere. I started with nothing. I started with bad habits and no knowledge about money. But I learned, I changed, and I am still learning and changing every day.
That is such an important message, Abel. The journey to financial literacy is not about being perfect. It's about being better than yesterday. It's about making small, consistent improvements. And consistency is the most important word here. Doing something small, but doing it every single day, every single week, is more powerful than doing something big one time and then stopping.
Consistency. That is a great word. It means doing something regularly without stopping, like exercising. If you go to the gym one time for 5 hours, that does not help much. But if you go to the gym for 30 minutes every day, you will become very strong and healthy.
It's the same with money. Saving $1,000 one time is nice, but saving $10 every week for 2 years is much more powerful because it builds a habit, and habits last forever.
Habits last forever. I'm going to remember that.
So to all of our wonderful listeners, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for spending your time with the English journey. We know your time is valuable, and we're grateful that you chose to spend it with us.
Yes, thank you. And remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel, Mr. English Fluent Tutor. Press the like button, leave a comment, and tell us which of the 8 habits you are going to start with this week. We want to hear from you.
And share this episode with a friend, maybe someone who needs help with their money, or someone who wants to improve their English. This episode can help them with both.
Before we go, let us say our vocabulary words one more time for practice. Finance,
Budget,
savings,
expenses,
investment,
interest,
debt,
wealth,
impulse,
emergency fund,
financially literate.
and consistency.
12 powerful words. Learn them, use them, and practice them every day.
2026 is your year, the year you take control of your money, the year you improve your English, the year you build the life you deserve. And it all starts with tiny habits.
Tiny habits, big results.
Tiny habits, big results. We believe in you. Now go out there and make it happen.
See you in the next episode of The English Journey.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care of your money and take care of your English. We will see you very soon.
Bye-bye, everyone. And remember, pay yourself first.